Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good morning and welcome to Homecoming 2021 and the induction ceremony for the 50th and 51st class to the Elon Sports Hall of Fame. Before we introduce you to each of the 6 new members who have combined to be named to 22 all-conference teams, garner 2 Conference Player of the Year honors, along with a Freshman of the Year, to go with 6 All-American teams and 3 recipients of the Stein H. Bassanite Award. It is my honor to welcome in the Director of Athletics for Elon University, Dave Blank, to the stage to open the festivities. Mr. Blank.
I know at first y'all thought I did all of that, but actually I didn't do any of that. They did all of that. Welcome today. It's a special occasion, a magnificent day, but it's an awesome journey to get to this point. The 6 inductees have done fantastic things, and I'm glad that you'll get to hear about all of that. But I want to welcome everybody here. I hope that you're comfortable. If you're anywhere that you need to spread out, please feel welcome to move and sit wherever you need to sit to be comfortable for our ceremony today. As we normally do, we have several existing Hall of Fame members in the crowd today. If you're in the Elon Sports Hall of Fame and are present today, would you please stand for applause? And we appreciate you coming back and being part of this ceremony and participating with our 6 inductees. It's been a journey for some of us. It seems like such a long time ago. The pandemic interrupted our annual, so some of us have been waiting for nearly a year and a half now, but we're really glad to be here. I want to comment to the 6 of you that this is your day. This is a special, fantastic day. But you earned it, and you did a lot of things to get here, and Elon is proud of you, and we're glad that you're here. Welcome to the families and friends and teammates and guests of our inductees. We're glad that you're here to celebrate this day with our inductees. I know that means a lot to them. I'm sure the parties started last night and will go on through the night, so make it a great day. I do want to let you know, again, I told each of you on informing you on your induction, this is a really special honor. This is not an athletic department appointed situation. This is a volunteer committee of people that are associated with Elon, done by vote based on your credentials. So it's a really well-earned and special recognition and award, but the induction is just fantastic. You should be so proud, and we are so proud of you, and we're glad that you're here. So Taylor, without further ado, let's begin the ceremony. Welcome, everybody.
Mr. Blake, thank you. Our first inductee this morning, a 9-time All-Southern Conference choice in the triple jump and the long jump during her time at Elon, as she captured 3 Southern Conference championships, including the indoor long jump and the outdoor triple jump in her senior year. For that accomplishment, she not only qualified for the 2011 NCAA East Regional, but she also became the 2nd track and field female to receive the prestigious Stein H. Bassanite Award in the spring of 2011. This Vienna, Virginia native now resides in Colorado Springs, where she is involved with several groups, including the United States Olympic and Para-Olympic group, where she is involved in athlete development, along with being an engagement coordinator, working with the USOC. Seems like a natural fit for a person who was a member of the United States skeleton team for 8 years. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege to present for induction into the Elon Sports Hall of Fame, Veronica Day.
Hello, I didn't realize I was making a speech, but I am first of all, happy to be back at Elon. I haven't been back in a minute. And being out in Colorado, it's not super easy to get out here. So when Coach Blank called me last year, when we were in the middle of the COVID pandemic, and mentioned that I was getting this amazing honor, I was super excited to be able to come back to Elon, and then it kept getting postponed. And every time I talked to someone from Elon, I saw that 336 area code. I was like, okay, is it gonna happen? Is it not gonna happen? And I'm so thankful that that I get to come back and be a part of the Phoenix family. And I'm thankful to the athletic staff for and Coach E for taking a chance on me in his first recruiting class. And I had just an amazing 4 years, and it really set me up for success when I was competed for Team USA on the skeleton team for the better part of a decade. That I, you know, as a senior in high school, I did not think that that was going to be something that I would ever see for myself. And just to have such a caring and dedicated staff here that really laid the groundwork for me to be able to perform at my highest level for Team USA is like, there's nothing like it. So thank you to all of my teammates. When I was competing at Elon, I got to compete with some really, really amazing track athletes. And I think about the workouts that we used to do, that Coach E got a call from Germany and gave us our workouts. And I mean, I can't even, there's no chance that I could do that now. So thank you for bringing me to my highest potential. And I'm really happy to be back at Elon. Thanks, guys.
Our next inductee is another three-time All-Southern Conference choice who still finds his name littered throughout the Southern Conference football record books. 4,254 yards, 304 catches, and an eye-popping 44 touchdowns in his 4 years at Elon. Each of those numbers, by the way, still rank in the top 3 of the Southern Conference, and they've been keeping track of numbers for more than 100 years. His stretch of 7 straight 100-yard receiving games in 2011 is still the gold standard in the Southern Conference, and his 18-catch performance for 195 yards and 2 touchdowns at Richmond in 2010 is not only the third most in the Southern Conference, but it still stands as the school record for Elon. 3-time All-American, finished 8th or better in the Walter Payton voting in 2011 and 2012, including a 5th place honor in 2011 after setting the Elon school record with 113 catches. This Sanford, North Carolina native, the 2011 winner of the prestigious Stein H. Bassanite Award and a 2013 NFL Choice of the Baltimore Ravens. Ladies and gentlemen, my privilege to present for induction into the Elon Sports Hall of Fame, Aaron Millett.
Well, hello everybody. I'm terrible at public speaking. If you don't believe me, ask Casey Crenshaw. I had to take the class twice. I actually had sent her a whole speech like earlier this week trying to figure out what to say, but I really couldn't do it. This place is home. Mr. Blank, Coach Limbo, saved the kid who didn't really know what to do with his life back in 2008. They gave me a chance, and I got to come here and meet some amazing people, Mr. Blank, Mr. T, Taylor, Casey, call her C-Dubs, Miss Lisa Lane, one of my favorite ladies who I still check up on to this day, Mr. Keegan, Jonathan Miller, a.k.a. Mills, who I still give a hard time about being a UNC fan every single time I get a chance. Mr. Kyle Willis always gives me some type of advice. So it's pretty surreal to be here, you know, kind of like what Veronica said. I had a whole year to process this moment, but, you know, you never know until it gets here. So, I'm just thankful for my parents, thankful for my dad, and my grandma, who was able to make it today. Sorry, the only reason I'm so emotional, I got in a bad accident back in August where I probably shouldn't be alive. So it's definitely a blessing to be able to stand in front of all my Elon family. So the one thing from the speech I am going to say, oh yeah, shout out to my boys, my main and third ones, Olafemi Lamakamra, Dale Riley, Jamal Schumann, Jared Thompson, Devin Person, John Connor, Big Herb, Cal Herbert, Sammy Trotman. So I got to give a shout out to my boys. Also, my boys, Jeremy Peterson. You know, nobody knows, but Pete was truly the leader of the receiving room after the leadership of Terrell Hudgens, Lance Camp, Bo Williamson, and Sean Jeffco all left. I know I received all the accolades, but Pete was truly the driving force of that receiver room and the true leader. Even my boy, Rashawn Roy, who's not here today, he was the one that inspired me to try to dream bigger and to truly achieve what I wanted to achieve. He truly helped me. He was my own, basically, sibling rivalry, you know, which most of us probably here have those. But without those two, truly, from 2010 to 2012, I probably wouldn't have tried to reach the goals I did achieve. So the last part of the speech I'm going to say is I'm ready to sit down. I hate talking. From the first touchdown to my 44th touchdown and the 4,000 plus receiving yards in between, my career was filled with so many magical moments, cherished memories, and people who made playing football fun. I could stand here all day reflecting on my time at Elon, but I did learn I had a time limit. Hopefully the legend of Merle Nation will forever live on. And thank you all, and God bless.
The first ever men's soccer player to be inducted into the Elon Sports Hall of Fame is our next inductee. A two-time Southern Conference Player of the Year, he helped lead the Phoenix to a first ever trip to the NCAA tournament in 2012. This inductee finished his time in the maroon and gold as the all-time leader in goals scored with 53 and points tallied with 116. The SoCon Freshman of the Year in 2009, this inductee would later go on to be named Southern Conference Player of the Year in 2010 and 2012. Speaking of 2012, this inductee certainly saved his best for last as he would tally an NCAA best 23 goals during his senior year while also setting the single-season program record for points with 51. Those accomplishments would garner him a spot on the All-American team while also finishing the season as a semifinalist for the Herman Award, which is the honor for the top individual outing in college soccer. Ladies and gentlemen, my privilege to present for induction into the Elon Sports Hall of Fame, Chris Thomas.
Man, this is wild. This is a hell of an honor. Considering I can't even make it through 3 innings of softball without tweaking a hamstring, it's crazy. Man, I have a lot of gratitude to give up here. We play for some great coaches. I got a lot of teammates here. We play for some great coaches who helped develop me into the player that I was, and also the person that I am and the person that I've become. And just so much gratitude for it. Got a lot of teammates here, up at 5 a.m., 6 a.m. Couldn't have done it with you guys. I want you guys on this podium with me. Really, you guys are with me till the end. You guys are still here. So much gratitude for you guys. And last and most importantly, my mother. Unfortunately, my dad couldn't make it, but got my mom in the crowd right now. I mean, since I was 4 years old, just up and at 'em with me, pushing me, made so many sacrifices that I really don't think I could ever repay. And I really appreciate it, and I love you. The last thing I do want to leave with is, man, there was this Hall of Fame award. It's icing. It's just a cherry on top. It's icing on the cake. The memories, the relationships, and the friendships that I came with out of this school, they trump all. So this is just icing on the cake. Elon University, I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
When our next inductee finished his time for the Phoenix just across the way at Walter C. Latham, his name was prominently featured throughout the annals of Elon pitching. 7 complete games are a part of over 300 innings of work, and he left Elon as the strikeout king at 274 while fashioning an ERA of 3.28, and he held opposing batters to a 230 average. He began his time at Elon with even more eye-popping numbers in his freshman year. He would set the freshman earned run record at 1.83 while holding batters to that same number on an average on a nightly basis. A second-team All-Big South choice in 2002, he would help lead the Phoenix to their first NCAA regional as the Phoenix would knock 7 wins over ranked teams, and our inductee would play a key role in collecting a win over ECU and a save against both the Pirates and top-ranked Clemson. This Reidsville, North Carolina native is another in a long line of recipients of the prestigious Stein H. Masonite Award in 2003, and it's my privilege to present for induction into the Elon Sports Hall of Fame, Matt Garner.
Thanks everyone for coming today. I'm forever grateful for the opportunity to be able to play baseball here at Elon University. First off, I want to say thanks to Dave Blank, to the other inductees. I've sort of kept up on the articles and stuff that's been written over the last few months, and all of the honor is well deserved. And I'm pleased to be inducted with each one of you. My parents have always been the backbone for me. They've always been supportive for anything I need. They work extremely hard. I'm proud of them. I'm proud to be their son. I know they're proud of me. It was probably a little bit harder on my mom when my baseball career was over than it was actually on me. And it was tough on me, don't get me wrong, but my mom loved baseball. And just from some of the guys that were here today, you're not going to hear her yell. I made sure that she wouldn't do that, because I know a lot of my teammates, they knew where my mom was in the stands. But to the coaching staff, Coach Kennedy for giving me the opportunity, Coach Starbuck, Coach Doherty, Coach Alexander, Coach Huff. Coach Huff was his first year at Elon, my senior year. I played in Thomasville High Times in the Coastal Plain League that summer between my junior and senior year, and he was actually the head coach there that year. And I still say Huff, that was probably one of the best college summer teams ever assembled, but we were really good. I can't say enough about my time at Elon. My teammates, this would not be possible today without my teammates. That sophomore year was a special year, that 2002 team, making it to a regional, the first time in Elon's baseball history. But my job that year was pretty easy. I mean, I have a guy in center field, a guy by the name of Jason Tuttle, that he would turn a double into an out, keep a guy, a single from turning into a double. So Brian Ingram, our shortstop, which was also a member of the Hall of Fame. Whit Bryant was on that team, also a member of the Elon Hall of Fame. So I had a large supporting cast. My catchers, for my freshman year, I had some guys that sort of took me under their wing and sort of, I don't know if I would say taught me right from wrong, but Sean Kopczynski was a fifth-year catcher that year. Wes Miller, Drew Davis, Matt Stocco, and if I leave somebody out, I apologize. But this was not a goal for me when I started here. I didn't really care too much on stats. It was more winning and losing to me. Did we win? So realistically, my main thing was I was going to compete. When I was on that mound, that was I was going to compete. And did I give our team a chance to win? And I'd like to think I did that more often than not. But again, this is an amazing honor. This is not something I was expecting. It was never a goal of mine. I'm thankful for everybody that came, some of my teammates that came, again, to the coaching staff. And just to give you a little quick story, I never, when I was recruited here out of Reedsville, I was pretty close to Elon, not very far, about 25 minutes. I never came here for a visit. I was pretty heavily recruited out of high school. I had a lot of opportunities to play at some bigger colleges and bigger universities, and Coach Kennedy started recruiting me a little bit my senior year. I hadn't committed just yet, and he pushed. He was wanting me to come. And I wanted to hit. Believe it or not, I wanted to play both ways. I wanted to play the field and I wanted to pitch. I wanted to play both ways. And the first practice, we were there probably within the first 2 days of campus. I'd committed. I came first 2 days of campus. Me and my freshman roommate, we were out in the batting cages. Coach Doherty at the time was one of our hitting coaches and fielding coaches, and he happened to be out there and looked at me and pretty much gave me the look like, "Garner, are you lost?" I was like, "Oh, I never picked up a bat my 4 years here, but I did get my senior at bat. I didn't strike out, so that's always a positive. But again, thank you guys. Elon is a special place to me. I met my wife here. I'm proud that she's my wife. I love her. I love you, Camden. That's probably my biggest, as far as being your dad is special to me. And I love you. I know one day, hopefully, you'll get to see this or look back and understand what this means and what this means to me. But I love you. Thank you, guys.
Winning 3 individual titles, our next inductee became one of just 2 Elon female golfers to be recognized with All-Southern Conference distinction for 3 different years. While at Elon, she would help the Phoenix capture 3 different team titles, along with leading them to a runner-up finish in the Southern Conference Championship in 2008. In her final campaign, she was the definition of consistent. She finished in the top 5, 6 different tournaments, while on her way to being awarded the Stein H. Basilite Award in 2009. This native of Quebec, she would go on to qualify for the 2011 Open after graduating from Elon in the spring of 2009. Ladies and gentlemen, my privilege to present for induction into the Elon Sports Hall of Fame, Danielle Mills.
Good morning. I prepared a few remarks. President Book, Director Blank, fellow class inductees, and distinguished guests, what an honor and privilege it is to be standing here today. When I received that phone call from Director Blank a few months ago, it left me speechless. I have so many good memories from my 4 years here at Elon. and a lot of those have to do with my teammates. Whether it was singing in the minivan during our road trip to a tournament, cheering each other on during early morning workouts in the gym and on the track, or even honing our short game skills on the practice chipping green, there was a sense of friendship and unity. Although golf is an individual sport, I was lucky enough to have a lot of help and support along the way. Coach Dockrell and his wife Terry certainly played a big role. Coach, you taught me so much about how to play the game and how to work my way around the golf course. One of my favorite rounds was walking the full 18 holes with you and discussing every single shot, and I learned so much that day. But I also learned one of my most valuable life lessons, albeit the hard way, and I remember this as if it were yesterday. We were playing at our home tournament my junior year, Sea Trails, and I had had a pretty difficult day on the golf course with a few holes left to play. Coach popped out of the bushes, as he often did, and came by to see where I stood. In my embarrassment of how I was playing, I said, "Coach, I'm out. My score's not counting for the team today." Needless to say, it wasn't my finest moment. I finished off my round. Coach pulled me aside and said, "What's this I'm out crap? It's not over until you've putted out on the 18th hole. You never give up." I've used that mentality ever since, on and off the golf course. Thank you, Coach. And finally, I would never have gotten here without the love and encouragement of my family. Sorry. I remember my grandmother would call me every night during my 4 years here at Elon to see how I was doing. My friends even came to expect it. "Is that Grandma? Okay, we'll pause the movie for you." I'd also receive care packages from aunts and uncles to make sure I wasn't too homesick. And I couldn't wait to see my parents and sister when they would come visit for a tournament. Big sis Caroline, you're my partner in crime. You've always been here for me when I needed you, whether it be for advice or a good laugh. Mom and Dad, I know it wasn't easy dropping me off as a freshman at a school 1,000 miles away from home, but you believed in me and my dream of becoming a professional golfer. I'm incredibly grateful for the sacrifices you've made for me. You three have been my guiding light from the start, and I share this moment with you. Thank you all, and go Phoenix.
Our final inductee this morning is a woman who set many firsts for Elon softball during her time here, including being the first player to be selected to an All-American team and the first woman in any division, one sport, to receive such an honor in this modern era. She closes her time as the all-time hits leader for Elon softball with 258, the all-time leader in runs scored with 161. It may be even more impressive to tell you she ranks either first or second in 6 total categories, including home runs 34 and 125 RBIs. She would garner Freshman of the Year honors in 2010 while helping the Phoenix to a program record 38 wins. Elon would capture the SoCon tourney in a first ever trip to the NCAA tournament. A 4-time All-SoCon honoree, she put an exclamation mark on that honor in her senior season when she led the conference in 5 individual categories, including hits at 65 and stolen bases at 25. By the way, she also tied an NCAA record during that year with a home run in 6 straight games. Not hard to see why she was the 3rd-team All-American choice. Ladies and gentlemen, my honor to present for induction into the Elon Sports Hall of Fame, the native of Marietta, and Tamika Watson.
Wow. I just want to say thank you to Elon University. I was just talking to a few parents earlier, and I was just telling them, I remember my first day on this campus, and I knew from the first day I stepped on this campus that it was going to be a second home to me. This university has brought me so many friends. It's taught me so many lessons. I had so much fun playing softball here. The coaching staff was awesome. Coach Bo, Coach Kohut, I couldn't thank you enough for pushing me to be the player that I guess I was when I was here. You know, to my parents, I couldn't say thank you enough. Driving up and down the road and watching each and every game, the Elon community, you know, it was just amazing to see the community come out and to support the softball team, and I couldn't say thank you. I just couldn't say thank you enough. I'd like to thank my husband and my daughter for being here today, and I would also like to thank all of the past softball players as well as the current and future softball players. Without all of you, you know, I wouldn't be standing here today, and the next person that's inducted wouldn't be standing here. Also, special thanks to all my teammates. I remember my freshman year here. That was just an awesome team. We had so much fun. To win a conference title and to, you know, play in the tournament was always a goal of mine, and it was something we accomplished, and I couldn't, you know, I just was just so blessed to be able to be a part of that team. So again, thank you everybody, and thank you Elon for this honor, and go Phoenix.
One final round of applause for all 6 of our Hall of Fame inductees. Two quick housekeeping notes. First off, the Hall of Fame tailgate will take place here right on the front lawn of Schar Center. That'll get started shortly. And if each of the 6 inductees could hang out to take photos and everything right after the ceremony is through, that would be great. Speaking of the ceremony being wrapped up, it's about that time. We look forward to seeing everybody across the street at Rhodes Stadium here shortly, and go Phoenix.